This Saturday, Doctor Who is set to air one of its creepiest, spookiest, most mysterious episodes in recent memory. Now, this episode, titled The Well, is probably this unexpected sequel that Russell T Davies has been teasing. But we'll delve into the previews for that episode and theories and speculation after we've run through the new Doctor Who headlines. Also, apologies for the audio sounding probably slightly less good than normal. As you can tell, I'm currently away, but we'll be back in our normal place next episode. Are these episodes? Next video. Here's the headlines. The first thing we have is from the Disney Plus Doctor Who account. So this is the official social media run by Disney Plus for Doctor Who. It's not the BBC's social media, and these guys have been known to leak things in the past. I think it hasn't been the American version, but Doctor Who Disney Plus accounts in various other countries have leaked trailers early, but they've put out this post, which has got a lot of people talking. It seems to just be your average picture of Sunshine Sally. She sells seashells on the seashore. Sunshine Sally, the companion to Mr. Ringading. They've put at the bottom, Sunshine Sally plus depth equals. Now, there's been a lot of theories that the dress that Sunshine Sally wears, see, I can say it now, Sunshine Sally's dress is the same dress as Mrs. Flood. So a lot of people have been speculating whether this is like Mrs. Flood in that film or it ties in with all the gods. There's a lot of theories going around. That was just something quick to mention to get us started. We've also got this preview from the Interstellar Song Contest episode, which is from SFX magazine. We won't read the article because obviously we've got 3 new funny little alien designs. They kind of just look like Frankenstein's monster duplicated 3 times. I could see them in like a cantina band sort of situation, like in Star Wars. You know, those things with the big foreheads that are like playing saxophones or whatever. I imagine there'll be something like that. But what's interesting is the text here says, the greatest song contest in the galaxy, which could just be a fun little nod to the greatest show in the galaxy title, or it could be a little clue that this is going to be the unexpected sequel Russell was talking about in episode 6. If you've watched my prior videos, if not, go and check them out, but there's so many theories about the gods of Ragnarok, the villains of the greatest show in the galaxy, coming back and being the judges of the Interstellar Song Contest. Russell said that episode's gonna do a load of things that people won't expect, so is this more confirmation? Or is this just a fun little play on words? Let me know what you think in the comments. We've also had the dreaded viewing figures discourse begin, because the 7-day figures for Doctor Who's Episode 1, the big triumphant return to BBC One, the Robot Revolution, have come in, and sadly, they are somewhat lower than people would have hoped for and would have expected. Radio Times, Doctor Who's 7-day ratings confirmed for Season 15 opener, the Robot Revolution. I love that even the Radio Times aren't calling it Season 2, but the 7-day viewing figures have been revealed for the first episode of Doctor Who Season 15, with the episode being watched by 3.571 million viewers. The episode's ratings are similar to those for last season's Boom, while they are down on last season's premiere episode Space Babies, which was watched by 4.01 million. So I think the facts are that these are slightly lower viewing figures than expected, and I think the trouble isn't necessarily these viewing figures in particular, but it's where the episode has ranked on like I think it's been beaten by a bunch of other shows, but putting into context, you had The Apprentice final, you had Britain's Got Talent and other shows, so I don't know how far up in the charts it actually made it, but what's going to be really important is the viewing figures over on Disney Plus. Now, we do also have the overnights for Doctor Who Lux, once again from the Radio Times. Doctor Who confirms overnight ratings for Lux, lowest in the series history. Now, once again, I've got to do my weekly reminder. When they say lowest in the series history, that's the lowest amount of people who watched live. Like, I didn't watch it live. I watched it on iPlayer at 8 AM. The iPlayer figures are not included within this this number. So to everyone saying, oh, the lowest ever, they're probably not going to end up being the lowest of all time, just as the Robot Revolution hasn't ended up being the lowest of all time, because as the 7-day figures come in, most people I know end up watching it on iPlayer. I'm also going to be very, very intrigued to see how Lux does in the long run, especially on Disney Plus. I mean, we probably will never know the specific viewing figures on Disney Plus because Disney are much more secretive with the information, with like revealing viewing figures. But if you've been on social media like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, the amount of talk about Mr. Ring-a-Ding, the amount of people I've seen in the comments going, oh, what movie's this? What show's this? What episode? What season? Where do I watch? I think, just like 73 Yards did like last year, there was an influx of viewers because of the social media hype and because of such like a quirky concept. Mr. Ring-a-Ding has gone down really well, and I think as well the positive word of mouth about this episode, like the Robot Revolution, went down relatively well, but it wasn't necessarily something that most people would write home about. I personally really enjoyed it, but it seemed somewhat more divisive, whereas Lux has been getting rave reviews from critics, from viewers, from fans, from everyone, plus the amount of TikTok edits of Mr. Ring-a-Ding or Lux, the God of Light. I really wouldn't be surprised if we do see a bolster in the viewing figures for Lux. Maybe that'll continue throughout the series, maybe that'll help. As I have constantly reminded everyone on this channel, the age we're living in now, overnight viewing figures really aren't the main priority. I mean, you can see this through the BBC's eyes because they've put it out on iPlayer at 8 AM. Like, if they were only focused on overnight viewing figures, they wouldn't release it at either midnight or 8 AM. The final figure, by the way, for Lux's overnights was 1.58 million viewers, which once again is a shame. I do worry sometimes that is it too little too late? Like, have the general public turned off Doctor Who, even if it might be like a Sylvester McCoy era type deal where some of the final stories are actually brilliant, like really good, but the general public, not necessarily in reflection of the quality of the current show, but just in general viewing habits and the TV climate, people have just turned away. Which, as I say, it would be a real shame because I think the Robot Revolution and Lux are both incredibly strong episodes of television. Then finally, we have a little bit of a preview for the upcoming Season 2, Episode 3, The Well. Now, there's been many theories about the villains or villain or whatever of this episode because it's been kept so secret, and specific reviews have been completely embargoed and apparently are going to be mostly embargoed as the season goes on so that they don't reveal spoilers. Now, we do have a couple of articles to promote the episode anyway, like this one from BBC. Doctor Who, the Well cast and writer tease thrilling horror that'll have audiences hiding behind their sofa but peeking over because they want to know what happened. Right, top 3 theories for the villains of this episode. This is in no particular order. The flood from the waters of Mars. You've got a well. There's water, that's how the flood started last time. Maybe they're on Mars. I mean, it doesn't look very red. Blue Mars, I don't know. That's one theory, the flood monsters from the waters of Mars. 2, the Midnight Entity. We haven't seen a specific monster in any promo images. The Midnight Entity, we don't know what it looks like. That would make sense why we haven't seen it. It's just repeating and replicating. Could be like a Wild Blue Yonder type situation, something along those lines. And 3, it could just be a new villain. As I said at the start of this video, the sequel that Russell's been talking about could perhaps be the Interstellar Song Contest episode, being a sequel to Greatest Show in the Galaxy, so we'll just have to wait and see. It could be a completely new villain. We do have a quick synopsis. Far in the future, on a tough, brutal planet, a devastated mining colony has only one survivor. Discover the truth. The Doctor and Belinda must face absolute terror in Season 2, Episode 3, The Well. Now, I don't know whether it's coincidence that the phrase absolute terror has been used here. That's what Mrs. Flood said she warned the audience about when she broke the fourth wall at the end of the... what was the episode called? The Empire of Death. She stood on top of Ruby Sunday's roof and was like, his story will end in absolute terror. Russell said Mrs. Flood's in every episode of this season. Could we be seeing Mrs. Flood crop up? I don't know. If you want to see more about the well, the Black Archives photo gallery, it's a fantastic collection of Doctor Who HD photos. They've got a load of exclusive, they might not be exclusive, but exclusive for the moment photos of the well up on their website. So if you want to go and check those out, you absolutely should. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, as ever, remember to like, comment, subscribe, etc. We'll be back to our normal studio space / tiny office very, very soon. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.